You are welcome to Nana's Taroan Oracles. I am the Nana, and Nana loves you. You have a home here for comfort and contemplation, hope and inspiration, rest, renewal, and relaxation. Your readings here may empower you to use your intuition to help you towards a better life. All readings are dedicated to truth and light, but cannot take the place of professional services of any kind. Readings are general, and if they do not sound right to you, they may not be for you today. Try another day. If you like what you are hearing, please select the like button below and subscribe with all notifications. It's free. Share with your friends or family. If you have a question or a comment, I will try to answer it below. You are important to Nana, and Nana is always grateful to have an opportunity to speak with you again. Today is Tuesday, June the 2nd, and we have just been through a busy weekend with a full moon on Sunday. I have had my work area disrupted by maintenance work on our air conditioning system. And we also had a busy weekend this weekend with a family celebration. And I was interested to see on the Sunday, two of the younger members of the family who were siblings got into a bit of a dust up. And it was a good opportunity to talk to them and other young people in the family, excuse me, about the influence of the moon. And I reminded them, and this comes from the newsletter for the week by Astrology by Lauren Coleman, who is an astrologer that I follow. And this is a quote from her newsletter. The full moon in Sagittarius is often about big feelings, all the more so with Jupiter, the ruling planet of Sagittarius, in the emotional sign of Cancer, the moon's very own sign. We call that a mutual reception when planets are in each other's signs, as moon in Sagittarius and Jupiter in Cancer are. Like house swapping, the moon and Jupiter have a mutual regard and understanding of each other's domain. Due to Jupiter's exaltation in Cancer, they also enjoy these domains. Jupiter expands all the emotions and feelings while here, and the moon feels larger than life in Jupiter's domain, even though it was a micro moon, I would add personally. And so it was a good opportunity to discuss how the moon has an influence and how people are likelier to be a bit more emotional at the time of the full moon. She also notes yesterday Mercury entered Cancer on June the 1st, where it will remain for an unusually extended period of time. Due to its retrograde June 29th through July 23rd, Mercury will be in Cancer until August 9th. This is when we lean into the familiar, the safe, and the comfortable, family, things that feel, smell, look like home, that which holds and supports us. We will speak more to this as we approach the retrograde, but know that in order to do this transit well, we're going to need to turn down some of the noise in our lives. This is because the need to connect with others as well as our own hearts and minds will be essential to our own health and well-being going forward. So if you find that you are pulling in a little, do not be surprised. And we will have more as the month goes on. Of course, I also have Molly McCord's excellent graphic from her YouTube site about the major astrology of June. Just to show you, we have June the 1st, what I just mentioned, Mercury entering Cancer. June the 14th and 15th, we will have the new moon in Gemini. Then June the 19th, Chiron entering Aries. We've been talking about that a little bit, initiating a 3-month healing cycle focused on foundational needs and resource sustainability. We are also going to have this Uranus square the nodes, which is going to be somewhat disruptive, could be a good thing, could be a difficult, turbulent thing. We're going to have Jupiter entering Leo and going to be in Leo for a year. That's a good thing for Leos. And then we will have a Capricorn full moon to in the month as Mercury retrograde begins. Personal and practical kinds of impacts. We can look at resource and supply shifts. Anticipate changes in food supply chains, retail availability, and personal spending habits. It's not too late to start a garden, and I highly recommend it, even if it's a container garden on the balcony, which is what I have. And look at your spending and your money. Anticipate changes in the food supply chain, retail availability, establish emotional boundaries to protect your energy or pull back, as we were discussing. An individuation here, shedding old programming to reclaim your unique DNA imprint and soul purpose. And this again is from Molly McCord, her YouTube channel. I highly recommend it for astrology. She can give you a lot of good information. In any event, I had the opportunity today and was called to do some reading. Let's pull some cards. Let's start with the Inner Temple Oracle. And I am still working on the format for the energy healing videos. You can look for more of those to come out as I get my work area reestablished. All cards were thoroughly shuffled before the reading today. Let's see what we have today from the Inner Temple. We have the Chamber of Transformation. We had this card not terribly long ago, I remember, because I love the butterflies. I really do. Even have a butterfly on my bracelet here. I identify with butterflies. They are so beautiful. Let's see what Rebecca Campbell has to say about the Chamber of Transformation, because all of this will be in the service of transformation, I'm sure. That is the last card in the Chamber series. Here is the text, if you like to read it for yourself. You're not who you once were, and also not who you'll soon be. Now, and now. You're not the same person. Embracing this takes courage. Embracing this requires faith. We're all alchemists, shapeshifters. Transformation is our natural state. But if we're seeking a constant state of perfection, we'll hold ourselves back from the most glorious transformation to come. True transformation isn't pretty, but it is beautiful. It's glorious and messy as we expand and contract, expand and contract. Rebirth isn't possible without death first, and it's while we're in the fertile void of our becoming that we discover that what feels like a tomb is actually a womb, and in this moment we realize we're birthing ourselves anew. The Chamber of Transformation card appears when a significant period of initiation is occurring. Initiation isn't always smooth, but it is significant. And when you pass through the birth canal of the transformation, you'll be reborn differently than before. It's a crucible in which we're reborn anew, right in the middle of our lives. This card can appear in a spread to tell us that our soul is scheduled to go deeper than before. It can be a beacon of light, inviting you to keep hold of the grace that's carrying you through. Or it can be an indication that finally you've been reborn anew. Are you feeling reborn? Something to think about. And let's have a Talisman Oracle card. Our Talisman Oracle card for today is Wisdom. And we have the upside down octopus. And of course we have the embedded sacred geometry. Let's see what we need to hear about from Wisdom. Here is the text. Here's the sacred geometry. The sacred geometry is designed, when you look at it, to trigger the parts of your brain that need to think about whatever you need to think about. Okay, in a reading, the power of the mind has no limits. Wisdom is not only about having all the information and knowledge, but about applying what we know to our situation so that it adds meaning and promotes the common good. This card reminds you that it's time to live life in such a way that builds the spirit. The octopus on this card is upside down. And it invites you to look for alternative perspectives to broaden your vision. That reminds me of the Hanged Man in the tarot deck. Sometimes all it takes is to distance ourselves from the situation to see more clearly what's best for us and everyone we love. Your third eye is awakened and focused on the scene. So don't be afraid to look for a new viewpoint. Talisman power. Use this card when looking for a new perspective or solution, or when it's hard to come to terms with the outcome of a situation. Focus on this card and try to see your challenge as a witness or an audience in a theater. How do you feel about what is at hand? Sometimes literally hanging upside down can help bring a new train of thought. Try it. Your affirmation related to this card is, I use the wisdom within. Okay, let's get a significator card from the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Our significator today, oh, my favorite card, the Magician. The Magician is the number one card of the major arcana, but it's not the first. The first card is the Fool, which is 0. And then the Magician is the next stop on the Fool's journey. The Magician has acquired tools. You notice that on the table the Magician has the cup, the pentacle, the sword, and the staff. The Magician also has a garden of flowers and holds a magic wand up towards heaven while pointing at the earth. And the Magician is one of the few cards in the deck that has a lemniscate, an infinity symbol, on the card. He wears the red robe of triumph. The Magician is a very propitious card. Now let's see what we have on the reverse of the deck is the King of Pentacles. And that's a very good card to have as a follow-up for the Magician. Perhaps what the Magician is manifesting with his tools is abundance in the pentacle realm, Pentacles, of course, are the earth signs. The earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And pentacles represent money, material possessions, health, and things. All things considered, this looks good, and we've been talking about paying attention to your resources. The king is the master of resources. Something to think about there. Now let's have a rune. Our rune card for today will be Fehu, which is the rune of abundance. Well, I'd say we're getting some very nice cards in this reading. Let's just move this around a little bit. Reward, fulfillment. And that certainly goes along well with these cards. And then I also have some oracle cards for today. I've got the Trust Your Vibes Oracle deck from Sonia Choquette. Your vibes that came up, 2 cards come out. Number 31, which reduces to 4. 4 is the number of stability, and there's my butterfly again. Pay attention. You know, I have always been fond of telling my children that half of life is just showing up, and most of the other half is just paying attention. And then the other one is card number 11, and 11 is a master number of personal expression, or a gateway, or a portal, and that looks like the sun, and it says lighten up. So if you've been feeling down, lighten up, pay attention, and lighten up a little bit. We certainly have good cards to promote good feelings. We have wisdom, we have magic, we have money and health and things and abundance, reward, and fulfillments. Now let's also look at a sacred self-care oracle, because again we may need to pull in a bit and focus on taking care of ourselves. Our self-care oracle is journal, and this reminds me of the card we got the other day about planning for abundance. I guess that was in preparation for getting all of these lovely abundant cards. But yes, journaling is a very useful tool for taking care of yourself and helping to manage things. And especially what we were talking about, if you have been feeling emotional from the full moon or as the moon cycles go by. Pay attention. Be wise and journal. Thank you for tuning in to Nana's Tarot and Oracles today. You make Nana's day. Nana loves you and hopes you leave a question or a comment below. Select the like button, subscribe, it's free, and select all notifications. I will see you again soon in peace and love. Thank you.